Top 10 Worst Foods Ever for People with Diabetes. Maintaining normal blood sugar levels needs a serious commitment to find a balance between eating well, staying physically active, and taking prescribed medicine. Nutritional recommendations might be confusing because many apparently healthful items have the opposite effect on blood sugar and health. The American Heart Association reports that diabetics are 2 to 4 times more likely to die from heart disease or suffer a life-threatening stroke than persons who do not have diabetes. Diabetics who fail to manage their condition put themselves at increased risk for complications like cardiovascular disease, neuropathy, and kidney failure. The 3 macronutrients, carbohydrates, protein, and fat, are the primary fuel sources for the body. Carbohydrates are the most influential on blood sugar levels. This is because your body metabolizes them into glucose, or sugar, and then releases it into your bloodstream. Starches, sugars, and dietary fiber are all examples of carbs. However, in contrast to other carbohydrates, fiber is not digested and absorbed by the body, therefore it has no effect on blood sugar levels. The digestible or net carb content of a food can be calculated by subtracting the fiber content from the total carb content. For example, a cup of mixed vegetables with 10 grams of carbs and 4 grams of fiber has a net carb count of 6 grams. Too many carbohydrates at once can cause blood sugar in diabetics to spike to potentially fatal levels. Long-term exposure to high amounts can harm your nervous system and blood vessels, which can increase your risk of developing cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, and other serious illnesses. Keeping your carb intake low can assist control your blood sugar levels and lessen the likelihood of diabetes-related problems. That's why you should stay away from these 10 foods that we discuss in this video. 1. Foods made from white flour, such as pasta, rice, and bread. Products like white bread, rice, and pasta tend to be heavy in carbohydrates and are typically highly processed. Patients with type 1 and type 2 diabetes have seen dramatic increases in their blood sugar levels after consuming bread, bagels, and other refined flour items. It's not just white flour products that trigger this reaction. One study found that gluten-free pastas, especially those made with rice flour, also increased blood sugar levels. When persons with type 2 diabetes and cognitive impairments ate high-carb diets, their blood sugar levels rose and their brain function dropped. There is very little fiber in these processed foods. Sugar is absorbed into the bloodstream more slowly when fiber is present. Additional studies have shown that diabetics can considerably lower their blood sugar levels by switching from these low-fiber diets to those high in fiber. Lowered cholesterol levels were also seen in the diabetic population. 2. Soda. Even though you are aware that soda isn't the ideal choice for diabetics, you might be surprised by how harmful the beverage can be. Soda contains about 10 tablespoons of sugar, which is rapidly absorbed and triggers an insulin release, causing problems for persons with diabetes who are insulin resistant. 3. Yogurt with fruit flavor. Diabetics may benefit from eating plain yogurt. But the situation changes drastically when we talk about fruit-flavored options. Typically, flavored yogurts are manufactured with low or non-fat milk and are high in carbohydrates and sugar. Approximately 61% of the calories in a 1-cup serving of fruit-flavored yogurt may come from sugar. When compared to ice cream, many individuals believe that frozen yogurt is a much better choice. But it can have the same amount of sugar or even more than ice cream. Plain, whole milk yogurt is a better option than flavored yogurts since it has no added sugar and may help with appetite control, weight management, and gastrointestinal health than flavored yogurts. 4. Blended coffees. The added syrup, sugar, whipped cream, and other toppings to a blended coffee can increase the calorie and fat content to the same levels as those in a milkshake, making it an unhealthy option for diabetics. 500 calories, 98 grams of carbohydrates, and 9 grams of fat are typical for a 16-ounce frappuccino from Starbucks. A blended version of this treat, which you may think of as simply coffee, might cause dangerously high blood sugar levels. 5. French fries. A large portion of French fries has approximately 63 grams of carbohydrates, 500 calories, and 25 grams of fat, all of which can cause havoc on blood sugar. The American Diabetes Association states that starchy foods such as potatoes, corn, and peas are excellent sources of vitamins, minerals, and fiber, but recommends limiting those with extra fat or sodium. 2 hours after eating, you can see how much of an impact a certain food had on your blood sugar levels. 6. Meats rich in fat. It's well known that those who suffer from diabetes have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular problems. While there is no carbohydrate content in meat to cause a spike in blood sugar levels, it is true that there are better protein sources than others. Try to stay away from red meat and other sources of saturated fat, as well as breaded, fried, and salty cuts of meat. 7. Dried fruit. Several essential nutrients, such as vitamin C and potassium, can be plentifully found in fruit. These nutrients are concentrated even further when fruit is dried because of the loss of water during the drying process. Unfortunately, as its sugar content increases in concentration, it becomes increasingly harmful. Grapes provide 27.3 g of carbs per cup of 151 grams, with 1.4 grams coming from fiber. However, a 145-gram cup of raisins has 115 grams of total carbohydrates and 5.4 grams from fiber. Therefore, there are more than 4 times as many carbohydrates in raisins compared to those found in grapes. Similar to how other dried fruits are heavier in carbs than their fresh counterparts, dried berries are also richer in sugar. You can still enjoy fruit even if you have diabetes. In order to reap the nutritional advantages of fruit while keeping blood sugar levels steady, it's best to limit yourself to low-sugar options like fresh berries or a small apple. 8. Orange juice. Although it is 100% natural and packed with vitamin C, it is also extremely high in sugar and has no fillers, proteins, or fibers that might assist to prevent a rapid rise in blood sugar. An average glass has 36 grams of sugar, that is similar to blending 4 Krispy Kreme glazed donuts into a frappe. Fructose, a type of sugar linked to the formation of abdominal fat, provides much of the sweetness in juice. 9. Vegetable oil. Trans fats like those found in partially hydrogenated oils are highly inflammatory. Vegetable oils that contain partially hydrogenated palm and soybean oils should be avoided since they contain small amounts of trans fats. Use healthy oils such as avocado oil, grapeseed oil, or extra virgin olive oil when you cook. 10. Alcohol. Moderate alcohol consumption may be safe for diabetics. However, alcohol use increases the risk of hypoglycemia in diabetes patients who are utilizing insulin or insulin secretagogue therapy. 1 drink a day is fine for women, but men should limit themselves to 2. Thank you.